Hey everybody, happy Friday. Brian Fitzpatrick here, coming to you from Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. in your congressional district's office here in the Cannon office building. And behind us here we have beautiful images of Bucks and Montgomery County, the most beautiful congressional district in America. Thanks for joining us this week for our Fridays with Fitz update. And I'm very excited to share that just this week, the U.S. House passed my Bipartisan Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act of 2021, commonly known as VAWA, and it passed with broad bipartisan support. VAWA has been instrumental in improving and enhancing our nation's response to safeguarding our women and our children from abuse, anguish, and violence. For years, VAWA programs have produced tangible life-saving results, saving the lives of millions of women and children, and providing educational tools to help survivors and their families rebuild their lives. Importantly, also included in my VAWA bill was another bill I authored, Caden's Law, a bill that I authored and named after 7-year-old Caden Mancuso of Bucks County, whose life was taken from her by her own father. Beautiful Caden would have turned 10 years old this year. This incident shook our community to its core, and it has served as a wake-up call for all levels of government that we must do more to protect our children. Yesterday, Caden's spirit spoke on the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives, and she won, scoring a huge victory for children across America. Beyond VAWA, immigration matters also came to the floor this week. There is a growing crisis at our border, and yesterday I had the opportunity to stand with Representative Maria Salazar of South Florida and my colleagues to promote the immigration reform policy that our country needs, one that secures our borders and protects the dignity and humanity of our nation's children. We are a nation of the rule of law, and we are a nation of compassion. And when it comes to immigration, those are the qualities rooted in those two principles. Number one, that sovereign nations have the right and the obligation to defend their borders and enforce their laws. And number two, that the dignity and rights of all children must be respected and protected. For too long, too many have allowed the perfect to be the enemy of the good when it comes to legislation pertaining to immigration. And as a result, nothing has gotten done, the problem is perpetuated, people have suffered, and our nation remains vulnerable. The solution is simple. What we need is robust border security, mandatory E-Verify for employers, a pathway for kids who are brought here due to no fault of their own, and enforce the law against adults who cross the border illegally, more immigration judges at the border, and the reinstitution of the Remain in Mexico policy. We cannot allow this crisis to continue any longer. We must act now to reach across the aisle and foster bipartisan legislation that will secure our borders, protect our nation, and protect the dignity and humanity of children and families. In vaccine news, as of today, Bucks County is scheduling those who registered prior to January 21st, and Montgomery County is scheduling those who have registered prior to January the 18th. Just last week, Acting Secretary Beam announced that every 1A resident that has applied for the vaccine will receive a scheduled vaccination date by March 31st. County officials are currently working to achieve this goal and make sure every Bucks and Montgomery County resident receives a vaccination date within the next 2 weeks. It was recently announced that the state has elected to choose a regional approach in creating regional vaccination sites. And I'm currently working with the state to get the answer on how this will be beneficial to the residents of the 4 counties that this regional site will encompass. And I'm working with officials at all levels of government in Bucks and Montgomery County in our community to make sure that Bucks and Montgomery counties get all the vaccine doses that we need. And we will continue to work diligently to ensure that every resident has equal and equitable access to the vaccine. And bringing it back home, this week we celebrated the retirement of Detective Neese, Detective Denton, and Officer Deacon of the Middletown Township Police Department. We honor their incredible service, their many years of service, 103 combined to be exact, outstanding service to our community. And as a Middletown Township resident myself, I wanted to offer my personal thanks to each of them for helping and keeping me safe, my family safe, and our community safe. Enjoy your retirement, gentlemen. It is well deserved. And I have to share an incredible story that I hoped would warm your hearts as it has mine. We've seen doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals bravely battling on the front lines throughout this pandemic. And we continue to be grateful for all that they do. And there's another group of hidden heroes battling on the front lines as well, and that's our hospital housekeepers. I had the privilege to meet Isaac Irby, a 22-year employee of the Lower Bucks Hospital, last week. And within minutes of speaking with him, I understood why his colleagues described him as a ray of light always, but especially in the dark days of the pandemic. Our hospitals are continuing to save the lives of so many, in large part due to the foundation of safety built by housekeepers like Ike. Their commitment to safety has been a labor of love as they work these vital jobs behind the scenes. COVID has been hard on every staff member, especially those who haven't been able to see their families. So to have someone on the team like Ike, whose laugh and smiles warm the hearts and the hallways of everybody at Lower Bucks Hospital, the employees and patients alike, is truly a godsend. It was an honor to recognize Ike for his incredible service to the hospital and our community. The help, hope, positivity, and friendly smiles he has provided to the employees and patients for so many years has made more of an impact than he will ever know. We can all take a cue from Ike and do our best to always provide help, hope, and a friendly smile to as many people as we can, and in as many ways as we can. So thank you, Ike, for all you do, and for all of our hidden heroes of the pandemic. We see you, and we are so thankful for you. We will be heading back to the district, back to Bucks County next week, and we have a lot of work to do, as always. Please reach out to us if there's anything we can do to help. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we will see you next week. God bless.